Does anyone remember when Obi-Wan, the Obi-Wan anthology and Boba Fett anthology films were cancelled by Disney and everyone got pissed and mad? Well, I'm here to tell you guys that, hey, that's not such a bad thing after all. And here's why. Let me explain. So, what do we have so far by Disney? We have 4 Star Wars films under the Disney license. And so far we have got The Force Awakens, which was okay, which was safe. Then we have Rogue One, which was fantastic looking because it was the original trilogy with today's visual effects, and it looks amazing, and it was something that I really liked. I liked the story a lot. And then we had the travesty that was The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi is an unexpected family member dying. It is a unfortunate car accident. It is something that we have to bear with and live with for the rest of our lives right now because unfortunately it's canon unless said otherwise. Yeah, but apart from that we can't do anything. And then came Solo. So Solo wasn't very popular, and I do believe that it was affected, its box office revenue was affected by the Last Jedi and the whole perception of it, and the fans were like, okay, I'm going to boycott every single project that you do, Disney. And it makes sense. It really does. So, then along the line, we found out that Disney's canceling Boba Fett and Obi-Wan, and we were like, no, we don't want to watch The Mandalorian. We don't want a Han Solo spin-off. We want to see what happened with Obi-Wan. And that was in the talks for a very long time. And when it was cancelled, people got pissed. And at first, I also got pissed. And I'm actually here to say that Disney, thank you for not actually taking up this huge project. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, if you think about it, I don't want Disney to touch Obi-Wan's character, not even Boba Fett, but Obi-Wan most of all. Because Obi-Wan is such an iconic character. And if you take LucasFilm and their story group guys that do the stories and all that stuff, you know, the whole Kiri Hart controversy, she's like nowhere to be found and stuff. And there's going to be a lot of guys in the same story group that are going to go missing. So what I want to say about this is, okay, so let's put down some facts. When Solo came out, it was supposed to expand on the character of Han Solo, and it's supposed to be, you know, a anthology film that is supposed to be canon as well. So what did we get under Disney's vision? Did we get Han Solo as how he started off to be this obnoxious, cocky, but lovable pirate? No, not really. I don't think that it's Alden Ehrenreich's fault. Okay, because, you know, he was hired for it. He wasn't a convincing Solo. It was kind of distracting, but he was harmless. Okay, he was harmless. What was problematic to me was how he got the last name. Now, as a military guy myself, I am ex-military in my country in Greece, and I know one thing, that in the military you get a lot of names by officers, by fellow soldiers, and some of the names either stick or are some names that you do not want to carry for the rest of your life. Now, a guy like Han Solo, if you think about it, why the whole scene where he got his name from that Imperial officer, you know, your name is Han Solo. Why I don't believe that it sticks is because that a guy as tenacious as Han Solo, a character as active as Han Solo, as defiant as Han Solo, would not want to remember his Empire days. And if he got that name under, you know, an Empire regime, if you will, he was 3 years in the Empire's army. So if he got that name during his time as a Imperial, I think that he would want to change his persona, especially as a smuggler. A lot of people change their names as smugglers. So when you get a new life, a new persona, for example, you want to change your name into something more intimidating or something that can incite the proper crowd. You want to do business as a smuggler, you want a convincing name, you know. You wouldn't stick to the one that they gave you in the military. So the whole Han Solo name giving from the Imperial was unnecessary and a retcon to Han Solo's character, but that's the least of the worries. What Disney's story group vision had for Solo was, okay, hey, you know, Harrison Ford's character, cool cat, good looking guy, suave, very cool with the ladies, got, you know, Leia too. say I love you to him. So what was their vision for him? What did they want for Han Solo's character? What did they want for his story, for his associates? Okay, so one thing that they had in mind, I believe that some of the people in that story group were in some sick shipping chats, like Kylux or Raylos or Obikins and all that stuff. And if you dig deep enough in the underbelly of the internet, you can find some pretty disgusting stuff. And with that being said, I'm pretty sure that you can find a group chat where they talk about Han Solo and Chewbacca shipping. So the closest thing that they could put on screen to get that PG rating is, hey, yeah, Han and Chewie shower together. Really? That's what you wanted to tell about his story? If you read legends about Han Solo's early days, there is no mention of him showering with Chewie. So it kind of sickens me that Disney would actually do that thing. Walt Disney. I mean, when they made their Little Mermaid, they took the actual one from Hans Christian Andersen, which is The Little Mermaid, and The Little Mermaid was a little darker, and Disney tried to lighten the story up and change it so that it could be suitable for kids. And the same company years later says, hey, these two guys should shower together. So, yeah. And then another thing, Lando Calrissian. Okay, he's a cool cat. He was played by Billy D. Williams. I loved Donald Glover as Lando. But what did they have to do for his character? What did they need in Solo? They needed a SJW droid to blatantly and obnoxiously scream out their agenda, equal rights, and, so they were like, okay, I need Lando Calrissian. That's my vision. I need him to fuck droids, as we're all connected together, and we need to love everything, machine and organic things. And I want Lando Calrissian to be the staple of all this. So that's what they had. That was their vision. They had a $4 billion franchise in their hands. They could do so many things, and their vision was, hey, let's tell the story of Han Solo, where he showers with Chewbacca. He gets his name from a random Imperial officer. His acquaintance, companion, friend, Lando Calrissian, who they're supposed to be going way back, and I didn't see that chemistry that they insinuated in Empire there at all. So that's that. And Lando Calrissian, that guy, he's a pansexual now. And the greatest insult and a staple of the feminist agenda is that, hey, that SJW droid that you hate so much? Well, yeah, her brain and her circuitry is connected to the Millennium Falcon, so the Millennium Falcon is essentially L3. And they found the opportunity, and they shoehorned that in, and it was an opportunity. They were not going to let this one go away. And that is what kind of makes me sad. So, that's what they did with Solo Star Wars story, okay? Those 4 main plot points. Showering with Chewie, a random Han Solo name, Solo from a random Imperial. Lando fucks droids and he's a pansexual, and L3, the feminist droid, is basically the Millennium Falcon. So could you imagine what they would do with characters like Boba Fett, let alone Obi-Wan, under the Disney stable and the story group that they have right now in their hands? And I'm waiting for more people like Kiri Hart to leave until I'm actually in a secure position to say, hey, I want to see an Obi-Wan story. You should be happy that we didn't get a story, because if they did, they would be like, hey, Obi-Wan engaged in orgies with Jawas, and he had BDSM sessions with Tusken Raiders and stuff. And yeah, that's actually canon, because, Obi-Wan had to explore that side, him being in the desert and being all alone all these years. And that's the leftist agenda. That's what they would have gone with Obi-Wan. Now, I know I'm playing it over the top, but they would have put some kind of sick shipping agenda over there with Obi-Wan, and it would have made us cringe the same way we cringed with Solo. And I can't imagine what they would have done with Boba Fett. I'm less invested in Boba Fett, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys love him out there, and under the Disney staple right now, it would have been a very, very bad idea for them to create a story. So think about it. It's much better that they didn't touch the story. They didn't touch these characters like Obi-Wan and Boba Fett, but specifically Obi-Wan. So when can we get a story about them? Okay, I believe that the best time for us to get a story about Boba Fett and Obi-Wan is when the entire cancer that is the current Lucasfilm story group gets treated, chemoed out of the entire organism that is the fandom, okay? And when the fandom starts to heal and we get more guys like Dave Filoni, who does love Star Wars, who does love the story, who does pay respects to the mythos and the characters, when we get someone or some people along the lines of Dave Filoni, we can be confident that we can say that, yes, okay, bring that anthology now. Bring us Fett, a Star Wars story. Bring us Kenobi, a Star Wars story. Bring us all of those characters. Bring us Qui-Gon Jinn, a Star Wars story. Bring us all of these stories. It is profitable. A lot of people love the prequels. And don't be fooled into believing something different. Disney and SJW fans out there, what people love more than the sequel trilogy right now, the prequel fans outnumber the sequel fans 100 to 1, as Count Dooku would say about his droids against the clones. And that is fact. And we're not just mindless droids, okay? We're as cool as the clones, okay? And we don't ask for being pandered to. But anyway, that's my thought. So in the bottom line, we should be happy that we didn't get a Kenobi story under the current LucasFilm story group that exists right now. So we should wait for them to all go away, for them to all disappear, and then we will get the story that we deserve to be told about these iconic characters. They can do a lot of things, and I do still have faith that there are people out there that are willing to tell the stories that we want to hear, or we think that we want to hear. So that's that, everyone. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will come forth with some other videos that I think that you might enjoy and discuss some very important to us fans topics, regarding Star Wars and the franchise. And there are a lot more positive things to focus on. So, let's just keep a clear mind, and we'll see where it goes from here. So that's all I have for today, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. General Katarn out.